Hello
Please, I
everyone,
beg, don't come for
welcome
my
to my
makeup. I
YouTube channel.
beg. I tried.
So today's story time is going to be about the time I was involved in a terrorist attack. Do you remember the Brussels attack in 2016? Yeah, I was in the airport when I was a kid. So it was the Monday before Easter, and we were in school. And med school in Ghana, we didn't really have like a lot of holidays. So then we were just going to break on the Thursday, then we would have been back in school on a Monday. So it was 21st of March 2016. My partner asked me to come for the Easter holidays. Of course I wanted to go. I wasn't the one going to pay anyway, and who says no to a good offer? So at the time I was a floor rep in my group, so I told my assistant to take over everything, and stand in for me. He was already doing that anyway. And I told my supervisor, one of the doctors on my floor, that my dad was ill. I know it was a bad thing to do, but I couldn't have told him that I was traveling out the country. It wouldn't have made sense to him anyway. So I just told him that my dad was ill in another town, so I had to travel to go and see him. I know it was bad, but say I said a lie. Okay, we move. Anyway, so he told me to seek for permission from our head of department. And in my mind, why should I ask my head of department when I'm just going for a short trip? What at all could happen? I was going on a Monday and I would have been back on a Monday. I mean, what at all could have happened? It was just a short trip. So of course I wasn't going to tell my head of department, and I didn't too. So that Monday I told my friend, who was also the assistant floor rep. He took me to the airport, and at the time I thought we were even going to be very late because we left the hostel very late. So in the car I was freaking out because there was traffic, heavy traffic on the road, and I was thinking by the time I got to the airport they would have closed check-in. But then we got there on time. I checked in, went to my gate, everything was fine. I boarded a plane. I was enjoying the plane ride actually. So we got to Brussels around, I think 5:30. I'm not too sure, but it was early hours of 22nd March, and it was a transit anyway. So we got to the airport. I went through immigration. I went to my gate. I was a bit tired, so I took a nap, a short nap. My next flight was, I think, around 9:30 or 8:30. I'm not too sure, but then I wouldn't put it past 10. So I took a nap. I went to my gate, and my gate was downstairs. So whilst I was sleeping, I thought I was dreaming because I heard in my sleep someone saying all travelers should leave the airport. And I didn't give much thought to it. I was sleeping. I thought I was dreaming. Then I heard it again. I think it was announced over the PA system. And I thought, something must be going on. So I woke up. And when I woke up, the people around me were still sitting down. They didn't look bothered or anything. So I went upstairs to see what was going on. And when I got upstairs, hey, people were running towards a certain gate. Like, what is happening? So I saw one of the security men. He asked me if there were people still downstairs. I was like, yes. Then I asked him what was happening. Then he said, there's been a terrorist attack. Terrorist attack. Only me, President Japan. The second time that I traveled outside Ghana. The second time, my bleedy second time Armenia travel outside Ghana. And these terrorists, they didn't get any airport. The airport that I was traveling in, that was the airport they knew to attack. Do you know, at that point, what was just running in my mind was Mama Mwenyam. Because my parents, you know the way African parents are. You know the way African parents are. When they tell you not to do something, and unfortunately something bad happens, hey, it's like they are just waiting to say, I told you so, I told you so. So when eventually that thing happens, oh my God. So at that point, I wasn't thinking about my safety or anything. I was just thinking of what my parents were going to say. So it was just running to my mama. So they asked all of us to go outside onto the tarmac. And when we got there, mind you, in crisis or emergency situations, you know, women and children always come first. So they went into the plane, they brought out their blankets. And there was this guy who wasn't appropriately dressed. He was wearing just a loose dashiki. And he was very cold. I could see he was very cold because it was just a dashiki. He thought it was summer. It was just a dashiki. He was just wearing his singlet. So I could see that he was cold. And he was angry. They were giving the blankets to the children and the women first. Did we ask you to wear that to travel? Anyway, so they gave us the blankets. We were on the tarmac for some time. Then they brought buses to take us out of the airport. But then it was out of the airport, but we could see the airport. I don't know if that makes sense. So we stood there for a while. These media men, cameramen, they were all coming around. The ambulances, the police, sirens. It wasn't easy at all. And I didn't want any cameraman to capture me because imagine if my lecturer had seen me on TV, what would he have said? How is Belgium and Ghana related? I mean, it doesn't make sense. You told me you are going to see your father in a town in Ghana. So how did he end up in Belgium? And I wouldn't have known how to explain it anyway. So I made a conscious effort to avoid the cameramen, those media men. I made a conscious effort to avoid them. So we waited for a while, and a bus came around and it took us to a train station. I think they were thinking some people could get on the train to their destination if it was closer to I don't know, but they thought some people could get on the trains to their destination. But unfortunately, we heard that there had been another blast on one of the train stations. So that's sorry, that also went down the drain. So they took us to their, I don't know if it was a gym or it was a play center, but then it was a court, sort of a big court, sort of indoor court. They took us there, they gave us some food. They took the food off the plane, so that was the food we ate. And I think the airline made some arrangements for us. Brussels said they made some arrangements for us. They took us to a hotel, Ramada Plaza. I think it was in Antwerp. I don't know. I think it was in Antwerp. Yes. So we went on a bus to Antwerp, and I was supposed to get to the UK on a Tuesday, but I got to the UK on a Wednesday in the evening. In fact, in the night, around 9 p.m. Imagine when the thing also happened. At the time, I had changed some money into euros. It was just 20 euros, so I had 20 euros on me. I knew I wasn't going to buy anything, but then I was like, maybe at the airport if I want to buy water or something. But then I had some pounds on me and I had my Visa card, so I was good. So when it happened, I think when it took us to where the train station was, there was this corner shop around. So I went to buy a SIM card. Then I called my partner to tell him that I was okay, and he was also freaking out. Imagine Obiba, hey, Obiba medical school. Now I can't just always shout up plane attack. Would you be afraid? So he was also just praying that nothing had happened to me. So when he heard from me, he was relieved, he was calm. Then I think he called my dad to tell my dad everything was fine. And prior to that, and this my brother told me that my brother is a Twitter freak, he's always on Twitter. So I think he saw on Twitter that there had been a terrorist attack in Brussels. So he said he went downstairs to ask my dad, what airline is Priscilla using? Then my dad was like, oh, Brussels Air. Why? Then he said, there's been a terrorist attack. At that point, my brother said my dad was scared. But you see, the way African dads are, even if they are scared of some things, they want to prove that they are men. Oh, I'm an African man, I can't be afraid of these things. But my brother could see that he was scared. So he was like, everyone should calm down. My brother said, I'm already calm. If I wasn't calm, I wouldn't have told you that this was the situation. So why are you saying that everyone should calm down? Anyway, but they didn't tell my mother because, of course, my mother would have blown everything out of proportion. My mother is very superstitious. African women in superstition. Like, she's so superstitious. So they couldn't tell her because she would have said, oh God, why? Only my children. Hey, what is happening? God, why me? So they waited. After everything had died down, after I had gotten to the hotel at the end of the day where they took us to the Ramada Plaza, after I had gotten there, that was when, I think in the evening, they told my mother that this had happened. So when I got to the UK on a Wednesday, like everything was fine. I had a short stay anyway. So I came back on a Monday. So it was just like 5 days, Wednesday to Monday. Yeah. So I came back on a Monday. And that was it. But just the moral of the story is that we should just listen to our parents. You know, sometimes our parents look out for us, but we think, oh, they worry us a lot and we are grown and we can do stuff for ourselves. But then just listening to their advice sometimes helps a lot. Because I'm sure if I had listened and I had stayed, I wouldn't have gone through all this. You understand? So, yeah. Anyway, that was what happened though. That was what happened to me. My second trip at Mikwabuchi. The terrorists wanted to take my life. Poor old Prissy. Anyway, if you like this video, subscribe to my channel and like this video. I'll see you in my next story time. Bye.